Okay, welcome back to the channel. In this lecture, we will discuss about the variables and data types in your Java programming language. So, right, this will be our lecture 2. And in this lecture 2 of Java programming series, we'll see about the basic language basics, that is variables and data types. So, generally we write a program to work with the data, right? To process this data, we write the programs. So when we define this particular data, we need to understand how to create this data in a program. There are two ways how we can create the data in a program, that is either in the form of a variable or in the form of a constant. So let us go and quickly see what are the variable. Okay, let me tell you what exactly a variable is. So let us assume whenever we have a variable, let us assume we have a program, and in this program, if you are creating some data item like int a equal to a value you are going to create. Okay, so an entity which does not change, okay, during the course of execution of this program is known as a constant. Okay, which is does not change is known as a constant, and an entity which changes from one execution to another execution is known as a variable. Variable means varies, changes from one execution. For example, let us assume that value of I have declared an variable a. I'm going to read the value of this particular a from the user, and I'm going to print this value of a here. So right, when I execute this program for first time, what will be the a value? Let us assume my user has entered 10, then a value will be how much? 10, same will be printed here. Second execution, when I execute this, 20 is there, so again the value will become to 20, so 30, 40, like this. For every execution, my user value is going to change here. It depends upon my user. So this is known as a variable here, right? What do you mean by constant? Constant is nothing but I'm writing the same program and I'm going to take a value as 10. Okay, and I'm going to just print this particular a value. I execute the program for first time. What is the value of a? 10. I execute the value for program for second time, value is 10, same, right? Third time I execute again 10, fourth time I execute again 10. So n number of times I'm executing, the value of a is fixed here, right? So this is the difference between a variable and a constant. An entity which changes during the course of the time of execution is known as your variable, and which does not changes during the course of execution is known as a constant here. So hope you understand. So now how to create these variables in your Java programming language. For this we have a simple syntax. The syntax is nothing but we need to write a type def. The type def is nothing but it specifies the data type here, what type of variable you want to create or what type of constant you want to create. For example, here you can give either variable, you can just interchange with a constant, right? So if you want to create a constant, you just give the constant underscore name, whatever the name you want to give. So on here you can give the value of that one. So see here, if you want to create a variable, no, just you have to write up to here. Okay, variables means this we are not giving any value here, we are not initializing any value here. So that is the thing. The first one is type def, it specifies the data type. Variable name or constant name is nothing but name of your item, what type of name you are going to take. For example, a name, or for example like salary. Okay, whatever it may be, different types of container name, just like a container name it should be given. Equal to, if you want, you can initialize the value. What happens if you initialize, then it becomes a constant again, right? If you don't initialize, if you read it from the runtime, then it becomes a variable, right? So this is how the basic thing can be created here. What example we are going to take it here is like I want to create a variable. Like here we can see integer, type def is my integer, and variable name is a, okay, equal to 0. So it becomes a constant with the name a equal to 0. So if you are confusing, just you can take int a value. Okay, for example float b. Okay, so double d. Okay, byte b, like this the variables can be created. So first what you have to do, you have to specify the type of the data item that you are creating here. Okay, next one is name of the particular data item. If you want to initialize with a value, then you can initialize it with a particular value. Here in this case you can see a is a variable, here, this was created here. Sorry, a is a variable, speed is a variable, okay, string name is a variable. So but when you give the name, no, type def means these are fixed, right? This 8 type of data types will be there, you can use them. So variable names are generally case sensitive. Okay, case sensitive means, for example, if you are writing something like int a and if you are writing something like int a, both are different variables, right? So this has a is allocated with separate memory location like 100, and a will be allocated with some other memory location 200. Okay, example. Okay, so it means these two are different variables, case sensitive, both are not same, right? So whenever you give the name of a variable, no, first it should not start with any particular special symbol or any particular digit. So you should be careful with that one. And signs or underscore characters you should not use, all these things. Okay, subsequent characters can maybe letters, digits. Okay, all this can be specified. If you have like two words, no, then this rule should be followed. For example, see, first you cannot write like 10, okay, place, okay, like this you cannot create a variable. You can create like place 10. Okay, in this way you can create. So underscore you cannot create. Okay, dollar you cannot create. Okay, any other symbol cannot be used. And also first letter should be, you can also write like this: price, P small letter, and T is capital letter. Price today. So when you have two letters, no, then this one should be, this is known as a camel convention, right? So first letter should be small case letter, second letter, first letter should be the uppercase letter, again like this, again like this, again like this. Third word, price today, gold. Okay, like for example, if you want to write just, so in this case G will be the capital letter. Hope you understand how to write the name of a particular variable or a constant in your program. Now let us go and see what are the different types of variables here. So generally we have different types of variables are there. Three types of variables will be there. So first one of them is a instance variable. Okay, as I told you that Java is object oriented programming. Everything is done in the form of a class here. Everything is the form of a class. Whenever you want a particular instance, you can create an instance like a class s1, s2, s3, like this instances can be created. Okay, this instance can have a particular variable like s1 dot, okay, s1 dot color is equal to, okay, blue color. Okay, specific for this object, this is a blue color. So this color may be changed for this one. S2 it may have red color, s3 it may have green color. Okay, so this is specific. If it is holding to a specifically to this particular instance, it changes from, this value may change from one instance to another instance. So then what we call, this is known as instance variables. Different values of different instances. Here for this class s1, s2, s3 are three different instances, three different copies here, right? So for s1 there may be one value, s2 there may be another value, s3 another value. They may be same but it may be different, right? So different values are there, then we call it as a instance variable. So if you want to understand more clearly, you can take a car example. Let us assume we have a car class. Under this car class I have created a Volkswagen car, and I have created a Swift car, and also I have created something like any other i10 or some other car I have created, right? So in this the speed may be different for this car, like maximum speed for this it may be 200, for this it may be 90, something, whatever maximum speed that suppose. So it is not same, right? Speed is common, but the speed of this value is different for the different particular instances. So that is the instance variables. I hope you understood. So next one is class variables. Class variables are nothing but same value for all these particular instances, right? So what are the class values is, class values are common for all the things. If you create something, so that is common to the all the particular values. Okay, it will not be changing for one instance to another particular instance here, like what we did for the previous one. So you understand? So these values are similar. If you take this same example of the car, right? If you're taking the same example of car, so car is having like let us assume I have two types of cars. There is a Swift car is there, and also we have a i10 car is there. So if you take this one, you have, if this car is having 5 gears, right? So Swift is also having 5 gears, this one is also having some 5 gears. Now you may tell that some cars may also have 6 gears, like, but as I told that in class whatever you define, the same thing will be there. For example, if you take a marks class, okay, you already define the marks class having a maximum marks is awarded for 100. So for example, for it may be for student 1, or it may be for student 2, or it may be for student 3. What is the maximum mark? 100, 100, and also 100. Okay, it doesn't change from one instance to another instance. When this instance will be changed, for example, maximum max secured by this first person is 80. So for the second person it is 90, for the third person it is 40. So right, so these are the instance variables, these are the particular class variables. Hope you understand what is the difference between a class variable and a instance variable. So right, in addition to this, we do also have something like local variables. Local variables are limited to a particular class or a particular method. For example, let us assume that I have a class, okay, with the particular student class is there. Under this student class I have two methods. One first method is like a print method is there, another method is like a grade method is there. Okay, I have defined the marks here. Okay, marks value I have defined it here, and also in the grade also I have another variable with the name marks, right? So what is the scope of this variable? Only this particular function, right? So this is a local variable for this particular print function. So this marks is a local variable for this particular function. Okay, so this is what known as a local variable. It is limited to a particular method or a particular class. Okay, for example, in student I have a marks, right? So similarly I have a professor class is there. Okay, professor is also having some marks, right? So like I mean, he may be alerting the marks, right? So in this case this is a object for him, like it is a particular data item, right? So these marks are different, and this marks, this is the local to this particular student class, and this is the local to this particular professor class. You understand? So local variables are limited to a particular method or a particular class here. And also oppositely we can create the global variables. Global variables are nothing but if I create a marks here, I can use both in the print and also both in this particular grade method. Commonly I can use it, and then this becomes a global variable here. Hope you understand what is a local variable. So parameters, just parameters are nothing but what are the method parameters that you pass, like add of a comma b. These two are the parameters. So every method is having some parameters. Those parameters are also a type of variables that we use here. Hope you understand how to create a variable and what is the type of a variable here. Hope you understand this one. In the part 2 of this video, we'll discuss about the data types that will be coming into a next video. So if you like this content, please consider like the video, and also subscribe to the channel, and please share this one with your friends, and see you in the next video, the part 2 of this video. Thank you very much.